Hey, what's up everybody? So this video is coming off of a decently long hiatus. So school year is in full swing, you know, everything's been happening. COVID-19, you know, the entire coronavirus outbreak has really put a damper on things. But at the same time, now that everybody's basically on government mandated quarantine, we have a little bit of extra time to do some, editing, do some recording. So we've been working on this video and sitting on the upcoming video, or the video that you're just about to watch, for a decent amount of time. Frankly, it should have been released in August or September, but we're gonna release it to you now because at this point, we've had it for a long time. We basically had it finished editing. We just haven't been able to release it. So, hope you guys enjoy this one. It's actually a two-parter, so there's two parts to this one. So I hope you guys watch both parts, and I hope you guys check out our friends our friends Dionysia. So this video is about them. Have fun and enjoy. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. Technically, we can actually call this a special request from some of our favorite people, actually. So this past weekend, as of this video being recorded. This past weekend, we went up to Philadelphia to see our favorite band play, Dionysia, rather. I'm sorry guys, Dionysia. Long story short, they went through the whole phonetics of how to pronounce their name at the show.
Dionysia.
Mm-hmm. So the guys in the band actually requested us to do an album review for them, which is it's kind of, I don't even know how we can really react to that, because
we're just this little tiny YouTube channel that we just really like this band, and
mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's just pretty cool.
It is really cool. It's actually, I have no words how to describe how I'm feeling right now, because these guys are so talented and so good at what they do, and they came to us to ask them to do a semi-professional album review for them. Hopefully you guys, the rest of our fans, will give them a listen, and hopefully Dionysia, our friends there, will hopefully think this is all right for them. So we're gonna get right into it, and we're just gonna go straight down through the track list. We're gonna start with Are You Settled, then we're gonna go all the way down through Catalyze. So here we go. We're just gonna get started.
So the first song is called Are You Settled? And I just remember the first time I listened to this, I was cleaning my room in my old apartment because I just really was like, I gotta clean. So, and Michael was like, hey, they released their album. You gotta listen to it right now. So I was like, okay. So I pressed play, and all of a sudden you just hear this guitar riff just start, and you're like, what's happening? It's this is unlike any sound that they've done before, and it's quite a song to start an album, mm-hmm. to just go with this guitar riff. So I was like, what's happening? So I just kind of stopped cleaning for a little bit, and I stopped cleaning for the entire song because I was like, what is this song? It's so good. It was in your face, hey, we're here with a new album, listen to us, pay attention to us. That's how I feel about this song. I just really mm-hmm. love it. And when they played it live, it was just really fun to watch, especially to watch Alex on the drums. He was really hitting the drums, and the drums are really energetic.
He was getting into it. No, I mean all four of them were getting into it, but the big thing about Are You Settled is it was both their show opener and it's the album opener. So this is the song that's gotta grab everyone's attention, gotta be like, hey, guess what? We're actually a thing. Come check us out. Oh, by the way, we got ya. Come here. So, this song, especially that opening riff, it, when I first started listening to it, I pressed play, and I think I was driving, and I started playing the album, And literally the first thing I did was I like gripped my steering wheel and I like whoa. It was a moment, and like it, for lack of a better way to put it, it grabs you by the balls and it goes. Like the power, the chord structure, the actual rhythms that they play, and the way that they play them, it really puts a lot of emphasis and a lot of importance in the actual music itself.
It's just a great song to start with.
It is a very great song to start with.
Yeah. And it's honestly, it's my favorite song on the album. So there's that.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, you did good.
And you leave me feeling higher than a kite. Now you're walking away and it's bringing me back down again. But when you my head so far above the clouds. But what can I say? I know you're leaving, but give me a day at a time, a season, and we'll big things right back up when you're around.
So the second song on the album, or the second track rather, is The Ceiling. So The Ceiling, it's a really, really, really good song. The way that Garrett's vocals play around with everything else going on, especially that synth, it works so well. There's a lot of really intricate kind of plugins and add-ons to the sound. Like they have a lot of really subtle reverb going on, especially in the drums and the keys, and it's a really, really interesting song to listen to. Like it just, I don't want to keep saying it just pulls you in, but like it makes you listen to the song. It makes you actually listen to what's going on in it and what's happening with it. I love it for that.
And I like a good bass, and the bass in the song is moving a lot, which is something I like a lot. So I don't know, that's my favorite thing about the song. And also when I hear the song, I kind of think like, what would it sound like as an instrumental? Like, because it sounds like something I would listen to as a soundtrack to my summer or something. That's the feel I get from this song. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, everything that they do has purpose. Nothing takes precedence over anything else. Like, there's never too much drums, there's never too much guitar. Everything meshes really, really well. And I think that's why I love their mix structure a lot, because they work so well as a team, and everything they do, is just, it's all just gears in the grand mechanism. So
those walls, I've waited my days for you to make the call. Just thrown it away and turn it inside out. Oh, the day has come, has knocked out. This is our time now. This is our time now.
So track number 3 is Our Time. So what this song does really well is it starts out really calm and really cool. So you got a really nice bass line underneath everything else. The keys are coming in. They've got this effect that it kind of does like kind of thing going on, and then Julian comes in singing. Julian is the keyboardist and the backup vocalist, but on this one he's singing lead, and he does phenomenal things. So the way he emotes with his voice, like the way I kind of hear Our Time is it's kind of saying to their listeners and to whoever's watching them and to whoever's listening to them that we've actually made it now. This is us. This is our song. This is our sound. This is who we are as musicians, as people, and as friends. And
And they also said it was a comment on something like the political atmosphere of right now.
Yes.
They said it was a political atmosphere commentary song.
Yeah.
So take a listen to it.
Mm-hmm. So, like, he really takes those emotions to heart and really puts them through with his voice. There's one part in the middle of the song, I guess you can call it the bridge, but where Julian does a little sing-speak thing that you just heard before we started speaking here. And it's really quick, and it's shown, like, he gets a lot of stuff out. It's almost like, you know, someone's venting, like he's venting to the listener, like, I'm really angry and this is how I feel and I just need to say these things, get them off my chest. And I really like the way they did that, and the way he did that, and the way everybody in the group did this song. It's a really good song.
And this is another song that has movement of the bass, but this time it's like more in octaves, kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but if you listen to it with good enough headphones or good enough sound system, you'll hear that Josh.
Yeah. Josh has a little walking line in this where, like, you know, it walks up a few steps and then it jumps and then it walks down, then it jumps again, then it just kind of repeats it over the chord structure.
Like, I don't know. It's just, I just really like bass, okay? That's all I can say, is that I just really like what they did with the bass in this song, as well as the other one. So
a good bass line can really, really fill out a song. A good bass line is key to a really, especially a sound like this, a good bass line is key to a good rock song.
But even now, I'm always on the run. But we can make it out, honey. All we need is trust and a little bit of money just to make it through the week or the year. Ain't it funny how they all bleed into one? How they all bleed into one. I'm running all around, picking up all of the pieces. I'm gonna spin it into something I can work with. It's never simple, but I'm hoping that.
So track number 4 is called Running All Around. And it starts... Okay, so this song confused the heck out of me because I was like, what time signature is this in? Because it starts and you think it's in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But then you can also count it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And both work. So it's like, what are...
It's in 4. It's in 4.
You can make arguments for both.
No, you could, but, you know, when the actual musicians tell you that it's in 4, it's in 4.
Yeah, but you could make arguments for both. You could make arguments for both. I just wanted to know... I just want to know how you did that. Like, how do you make it sound in 2 time signatures?
Basically what she's asking is, or what she's saying is, due to the syncopations and the rhythmic production, it goes from sounding in 4 to sounding in 8, separated into sections of 3, 2 sections of 3, and a section of 2. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what's on her mind.
And then Garrett comes in with the vocals sounding great as usual. He has this like raw quality to his voice that just naturally flows from his vocal cords that I don't know what else to say except that it just sounds really good.
He has a great quality to his voice, especially for this kind of sound. Like he is a great hard rock singer, and it really comes out much better on stage because, like, again, it's a lot to do with the emotions that he puts into his voice and the emotions that he puts onto the stage and out into the air. Like the subtle hints of gravel and like I wouldn't even really call it like phlegm or anything, but just like the subtle hints of like of everything that's going on in his throat and his voice that add to the feeling of the song. And especially in this one where it's a lot of screaming, well, not really screaming, but like it's loud singing almost yelling, and it sounds really, really, really great.
I wouldn't say it's almost yelling. I was gonna say.
Well, the chorus is pretty loud.
Vocal pedagogy speaking, like in terms of vocal pedagogy, like I don't think he's doing anything unhealthy with his voice.
No, he's not.
He's not doing anything unhealthy with his vocal production. His vocal health should be in tip-top shape because in any song, both him and Julian, they don't sound like they're doing anything incorrectly. They're not forcing their voice. They're not pushing their voice. It's just the way their voices naturally sound, and they're just kind of like using them in a natural way. Not necessarily in a classical way that vocal pedagogy usually thinks about. But
Like us here.
yes, but they're using their voices in a healthy way that fits the mainstream. So, yeah, I think that's good that they're vocally healthy. That's something that's really important to me in bands that I listen to, because if I know somebody is using their voice unhealthily, it makes me upset. And when we went to listen to them live, I heard nothing out of ordinary. Nothing sounded unhealthy or anything like that. So
No, they've both Garrett and Julian have amazing voices, and as a classically trained singer, I'm jealous. So there you go, guys.
Tell me the truth. Oh, let's get something straight. I travel miles for your sake. I trade in self-esteem and energy to elevate your state. So when you spoke of independence, did you really mean to say you need another man to hold your hand and take the edge away? I'm breathing in slowly. I'm not better 'cause I'm where you are.
So track number 5, the next song in the album, is Codependence. Now, Codependence starts out as definitely a little on the darker side lyrically. So, from what I gather from the lyrics, either Garrett or Julian or whoever wrote the song, or Josh or Alex even, went through a really bad breakup, or she cheated on one of them, and basically the song is telling her, totally telling her off. Like, this is what you've done to me, and this is, how I feel about you now, and this is what I feel about our situation. And, again, everything works so well. It's a little bit more, it's a little bit more, I don't even know what kind of word I can use here. Like, emotional, powerful, raw.
it's a little bit more emotionally
charged. There we go.
Emotionally charged, emotionally raw, emotionally open, you can say. Like, it's actually about, we can assume it's actually about one of them. Yeah. The charm of the song is more in the words than the music.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I'd say she's right. The charm of the song is more in figuring out what the lyrics mean to those who wrote it, than.
That's not to say that the music is bad.
No.
That's just to say, I feel like this song, the focus was more on the words, but the shining star of this song is more like, what are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Why are they talking about? Track number 6 is called, I can't say this word.
Aura.
It's called Aura.
Aura.
And it's about, I guess, like the spark of somebody taking over Garrett or whatever person is in question.
It's Julian.
Julian or whoever person is in question here. It might not necessarily be Julian. It could be anybody. But it's
Again,
talking about this
whoever wrote the
spark.
song.
Well, it doesn't even have to be about them. They could be
That's
writing
true.
it about a fictional character.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know?
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Anyways, it's about somebody being taken over by the aura of this woman they see across the room smiling at them. And when it starts, it kind of starts with, like you said, like a lo-fi feel. Like it starts very muted, like kind of fades in kind of thing. And then you got the bass, again, big thing I like. The bass interacting with the drums in a cool way. And then...
But the keys are the big star here, honestly.
Yes, the keys start the song and fade in.
Yeah, but, like, the keys have add an air of mystery to the song itself. Like, you can almost make the keys like the character theme of this woman that's just, you know, plaguing the mind and plaguing the thoughts of the character in the song, of the person, of the point of view of the character from the song.
Because the song starts and ends the same way with this little motif going on in the beginning. It's like, I would say the intervals, but I didn't think of what they are, and I don't. But I don't want to think about it. But like, it like starts with the same way and ends the same way, and it makes you think. Makes you think. It's a leitmotif. That's what it is. It's a leitmotif for this woman.
It is. And I was trying very hard not to say that because not everybody is a music student.
We already explained what a leitmotif is in a previous video. If you would like to know what a leitmotif is, you can go watch our first video where we introduce ourselves and why we are called Leitmotif.
We'll probably link it with a little card up here in the corner here. Anyway, back to the song, now that we've plugged ourselves, literally. So, what Aura does differently than the other songs is... it is a much calmer song. You don't have the same hard rock sound, you don't have the same raw vocals that Garrett puts out. Julian takes it very calmly, very coolly, and then when it comes to the chorus, it's almost like he's like calling out to this woman, like literally saying, "I want to know right now, if you had the chance, would you throw me to the fire?" Basically, like, I want to know if you wanted me, would you take me, or would you throw me into the same desire that you have for me, that I have for you? So it's like everything plays with the calmness and the coolness, and it flows very well. It's, you know, honestly, I think it's probably the best single that they've ever released, to me at least.
I would agree.
So the next song on the album is Lucidity. So Lucidity is another song in a really interesting feel for a normal time signature. So the way that Alex the drummer's drum patterns and rhythm patterns move the song is, it almost feels like it's in an 8-beat pattern separated into 2 sections of 3 and 1 section of 2. It felt like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 instead of just 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And I really think that's cool because, like, it flows really well, and especially with Garrett's vocals and everything else that's going on under it, and like the way the bass interacts with the drums. Like, it all flows really well, and every single pickup note, every single pickup beat just slams you down onto that downbeat, and it feels so good to listen to. And I think it's just really interesting and really kind of it's musically challenging to listen to, and I really enjoy that. I don't know about you.
I just think it's not fair that it can be perceived in two different time signatures, because then it just becomes like up to whatever is the preference of your ears. Whatever your ear hears first is what you're going to prefer to think of the song as, which is not fair, because now all I hear is 8, and apparently, according to Josh, the bassist, it's not 8, it's 4, so I'm wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how about you guys as our fans? Like, if and when you take a listen to Dionysia, and you hear this song, I want you to really take the time to listen and feel the drums and feel the actual rhythm patterns, and tell us down in the comments on this video, or send us private messages, whatever, and tell us how you felt the song. 'Cause I'm really eager to see if I'm just weird making things overcomplicated, or if they're the ones that are wrong.
How could they be wrong about their own music?
I don't know, and please don't hate me anymore.